So on today's Crowley Connect, we have a guest who leads a very special organization that is serving our community. And specifically, this organization really helps students and schools succeed. And so I'm very happy to welcome Dr. Stephanie Maney Hartlaub, the Executive Director for City Year of Milwaukee. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Thank you so much, County Executive Crowley, for having me here today. It's Monday and it's a beautiful day, so I'm very excited to be spending it with you.
Oh, absolutely. Anytime we get good weather in October, it's a good thing.
That's right.
So I have the pleasure and honor of visiting schools at the start of the year to really help welcome back students and their parents, and also as well to really offer some support as they kick off their studies in the new school year. And every year I see City Year there, and you're front and center supporting students and really bringing a great amount of passion as well and energy during those times. So for those who may not know, can you please share a little bit about City Year and your mission and your purpose?
Awesome. City Year is an AmeriCorps organization, and what we do is we work with 17 to 25-year-olds, and we call them student success coaches. We develop them in order to go into schools and work with young people in terms of supporting them with academics, in literacy, and in math, and also supporting them in the developing of social and emotional skills. One of the things that we know for sure is that every child needs a caring adult in their life, especially in the schoolhouse, to help them build those self-efficacy skills that they need to succeed. And City Year is there in Milwaukee Public Schools to be an extra set of hands and an extra set of hearts in the classroom. City Year actually has a dual mission. While we support scholars inside of schools, we also work with our young people through this year of service. I've always said, you want to learn the most about yourself, you want to become the best version of yourself, serve. And so these young people come to serve, and while they spend Monday through Fridays in Milwaukee Public School, or Monday through Thursdays in Milwaukee Public Schools, on Friday, they have learning and development days, and it's really where we are taking time to prepare them to be change agents in our democracy. So whether that's career development, whether it's developing them on the pathway to become teachers, which is my hope, but everybody's not trying to hear that right now. For many of them, it really is about learning about who they are, how they show up in the world, and how they can be a part of changing it.
Absolutely. As everybody watching can clearly see that City Year is a great program, and especially for those who are looking to serve their community in some type of capacity, especially with our young people. And I just have to say, AmeriCorps has a special place in my heart. I've done it for 2 years. So anyone who is interested in serving, learn more about City Year, but as well as the AmeriCorps program. But so you talked about a lot of different stuff that you all do, but what do you feel are some of the most critical issues that are facing some of our students right here in Milwaukee, and how is City Year helping to address those issues?
When I think about many of the critical issues that are facing our young people here in Milwaukee, we've really spent the last 2 years. I mean, we were back in person this year, but I think people were figuring it out. Our young people have spent the last 2 years learning through a computer. And while I think it has been fruitful for some, our research is supporting that it hasn't been fruitful for most. That time, while not only did students lose academic progress that they were making, I think they also lost a lot of that social progress that they were making and belief in self. And I think when we deploy City Year Corps members into 9 Milwaukee public schools, they are helping to fill that gap. They're helping our kids to not only catch up, but to keep up in this changing society. Our Corps members are there providing attendance support for young people, which is needed. Sometimes when someone can call and know that you're missing and you're not there, that phone call is what drives you to come back into that space. I think that mental health is at a crisis point in our community, I would say particularly the African American community. And so I believe that those Corps members are in those spaces. They are hearing these stories from young scholars inside of the classroom. And I think in many ways being able to direct them to the support that they need, right? Just being another adult heart in that space. I think When we think about hunger in our city, it is a growing need. And I think sometimes it goes unrecognized, but our core members, although it is not their job, it is not their place, are providing snacks for young people. They're making sure that when young people are saying that there's a need and there's a need in my home, that those needs are being elevated to schools. I think there are so many issues that our young people are facing inside the schoolhouse that we can have an influence over. But I think in this community, with rents going up, with food prices going up, with mental health needs, it really is going to take a community effort to support our young people, because that also begins with being able to support their families. And so while on one end, we have City Year Core members that are in the schools, in the classroom, helping on that end, 65% of our core members that finish their year of service remain in this community. And they are in this community being teachers, being social workers, being leaders in nonprofit, leaders in for-profit organizations. And I know that they're going to be a part of helping the community move in the directions that we need to move in support of young people and in support of their families.
I really appreciate what you're talking about. I mean, when you think about this pandemic and how it literally became a distraction and really took people out of their normalcy of going to school, particularly when you think about our young people, not just talking about the educational aspect, but all the other services that they need to support them in an educational setting. And so, just thinking with that, when you think about like how can Milwaukee County residents really help and support or join City Year in the efforts that you all are partaking in?
I think one thing every county resident can do is identify those 18 to 24-year-olds in your life who are looking to serve, who may be unsure about what their next step is, right? I call them our opportunity youth in our city, directing those young people to City Year, right? Because this work is, yes, about education, but it's also about economic mobility in communities. And when we can get those young people and we can all surround them and show them how to move forward on that next step. And I think City Year can be a part of workforce development in this city. That's one thing. I think that residents in our city can also donate to the efforts of City Year by going to cityyear.org, our Milwaukee website, and donating. $250 really helps support after school snacks for 3 months in a school. $250 can also help to support the stipends that are provided to our core members during this year of service. I think what our community can also do is that when you see these young people around this city in this red jacket, thank them for their service. When you see them in your school, thank them for their service. Be a word of encouragement for them, because we know that this work is challenging. City Year has a number of events that we have during the year. So I invite our Milwaukee County residents to come out and join those events. We have a huge service day coming up on January 15th in honor of Dr. Martin Luther King Day, where we are going inside of a school and we will be beautifying that space, because how you feel when you walk in the space and what you see with your eyes affects how you learn in that space. So there are so many opportunities to volunteer in that way with City Year. We are also always looking for mentors for these 17 to 24-year-olds to help light the pathway forward to them. So I would say reach out to myself at Maney-Hartlaub at cityyear.org, so we can talk about how we can connect and how together we can be in service to all of our young people in this community.
That is so awesome. Dr. Maney Hartlaub, I really want to say not only thank you for joining me on the Crowley Connect, but most importantly, thank you to your entire team and the entire City Year Milwaukee staff for the ever so important role that you continuously play in the work that you are doing in this community. It seems like you all are going above and beyond the call of service, and I truly appreciate it. But before I let you go, I close with a question that I ask all of our guests. So I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit. What is your favorite thing about Milwaukee County? And this is an open-ended question. It could be a place, it could be a person, it could be an event, you name it. But what is your favorite thing about Milwaukee County?
I have to be honest, my favorite thing about Milwaukee County is just the people. I
Mm.
have grown up here and it is amazing to be able to be in this community with former teachers I had, with people that are warm and welcoming and really want to make this a beautiful place for all that live here. So when I think about Milwaukee, all I think about is amazing people. I probably should be thinking about beer and brats, but I'm not. I'm thinking about the amazing community and the amazing people that I get to work alongside, serve alongside, and be neighbors with.
That's awesome. You know, you always hear about that Midwest nice, but it's something special about the people in Wisconsin, but particularly right here in Milwaukee. And I just want to say thank you again for joining us. Thank you to our viewers who are also joining us. And until the next time, please be well and be safe. And see you next time on the Crowley Connect. Thank you.
Thank you.